Hello, everyone, and welcome to our reading today. We are using Soul Coaching Oracle by Denise Linn. So I hope everybody is doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Let's take a look at your reading for today. Let me know in the comments where you are from. I love seeing where the video ends up going to and who ends up seeing it. Let's take a look at what it is that you're meant to know. So we have action, beginnings, communication. All right, that's an excellent and healing. That's an excellent spread of cards that we have here. Okay, so let's take a look at our reading. Our first word is action. You are being summoned by the universe to take action, which I feel like I got a message coming in right away that you already know this. This is more like a, oh yeah, confirmation kind of word, kind of card. So this card is saying yes, you are definitely connecting to the energy correctly. This feeling of needing to do something, needing to act, needing to move, needing to make happen, yes, you're feeling the right feeling, that anticipation or that just knowing. Yes. Okay. It takes great skill to do what she is doing. And a lot of times you might find that the actions that you are doing, it might be out of the ordinary for something that you would typically do or others may typically do. Okay. So you might have people that are trying to tell you not to do something because it's not something that they would s- would do themselves. So they might be discouraging you. And there could be danger, but you're still being called by the universe to really use your skills and your true nature of being able to do something to make it happen. Okay, you are spiritually protected and guided and looked over and watched upon. So there might be things that are trying to interfere, but there are also things that are coming in and protecting you as well. There's like a spiritual battle over you. So things are trying to sabotage you at the same time. Spirit's coming in to protect this path because this is a divine path that you are on, a request that you are being asked to do, something that you were meant to do, right? So you might see this like, you might see something happen spiritually that is negative, but then you see something come in spiritually that is positive that kind of is taking care of this situation. And it's because you are a part of something much bigger than what you may understand in the physical heart being space. Okay. There are new beginnings coming in for you. There's a lighter energy coming in for you. And again, there's all this support. Right? She is riding a bicycle in the sky. Like we know physically that that's like impossible unless you're like jumping from an airplane and have a parachute on and you're, bicycling as you're falling. But we know that physically that's like impossible. But the universe is coming in and it is making it possible. It's making it possible in the spirit in the physical realm by working its spiritual magic around you, its spiritual abilities around you. And if you look at this bike, it's kind of like an older style bike. So you might have some ancestral energy coming in here. You might have a deep connection to your childhood or even your grandparents or parents' childhood coming in here. Right? You are overcoming things in your path that may have stopped them in theirs. Right? You are taking on a greater responsibility here. But your faith and your determination, I mean, look how determined her face is. She is not looking behind her. She's not holding any fear. She's just focusing on where she is going and the direction she's going in. She's not looking down with panic of how she's doing it or how she's being supported. She just knows. Okay, so you're being guided to trust these new beginnings. Just walk with the knowing. Keep your mind focused and centered and without distraction. And just let these new beginnings continue to unfold as you build momentum and as you move forward. Right? Everything is working out because you are divinely supported. Communication is the key here, and a tiger is often feared. They are often seen as dangerous animals to those that don't connect with them. But those who have been able to connect to tigers have seen the loving, caring, and sacred side of them. They also understand their spiritual ability to connect as a wild animal to us and to their environments around them. Right? They are able to sense things and understand things that maybe we are not open to experiencing and sensing on our own. But you're being told to have this childlike energy, even in the face of fear. Have a childlike energy. Communicate your wants and needs clearly to yourself and to the universe. Set with yourself. Don't be afraid to set with yourself and say, I need better communication within myself. I call upon better communication with my divine guidance. I clear all mental thoughts that are pulling me in a way that is not of harmony, love, and support. Right? What is it in me that I need to heal? Don't be afraid to talk to yourself and connect with your higher energy and your higher source and your spiritual sovereignty and your team and your creator. Don't be afraid to connect to all that. Sometimes we don't allow enough time to truly connect with who we are and ask for guidance, ask for healing. Sometimes we don't talk to ourselves. We don't say, "Hey, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you doing with everything that's happened?" Have you ever seen people like they're busy, 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 and then as soon as somebody says, "How are you?" "Oh, I'm great. I'm fine." But then whenever somebody says, "No, how are you?" it's almost like a shock to their system and they begin to cry and they break down and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cry. I don't know why I'm crying." It is because they hit the part of you that you keep closing down and refusing to listen or talk to or interact with. And sometimes we need to do that with ourselves. Otherwise, the universe will work through somebody else to trigger what you are suppressing and not connecting to so that it does come to reality so that you can process it, so that you can face it, and so that you can work through it. So this card is saying communication. You might be a great person communicating with everybody outside of you. You might be one of those people where everybody just loves you to death and everybody has everything great to say about you and nobody has anything negative to say about you and they think you're just amazing. But they don't truly know what's going on within your heart space, what's going on within your mind. They don't realize that you are showing up for everybody else because you might be trying to keep yourself from falling apart on the inside, right? Or dealing with something that you keep repressing, right? So this card is telling you, are you communicating with yourself? Are you listening to yourself? Are you healing yourself? Are you taking the time to love yourself or are you keeping yourself busy to avoid what you need to communicate within? So this card is all about showing up for yourself, facing those fears and facing the world's fears as well. Right? When you face the fears within and you know who you are, then what comes at you, you see it in a different light. So make sure with this card that your communication is truly coming from within before you do anything else. Otherwise, the mask will eventually wear out and they will eventually fall off, and you will eventually be forced by the universe to truly stop and look at yourself and love yourself and talk to yourself, right? There's nothing wrong with talking to yourself every day and just checking, doing a personal check-in to see how you are, how you're feeling, and what's bothering you, right? If you keep putting things under the rug, eventually that rug's going to have a hump, and eventually you're going to trip. And that's what you don't want, because if you trip on that hump that you're creating underneath that rug of avoidance, when you trip, it's going to be unexpected. It's going to be something that you cannot control, and it can cause a lot of problems outside of you. But as you show up for yourself daily and communicate with yourself daily, you are stepping into your power within you, and you are helping to prevent a situation from occurring outside of you by showing up and doing the work within. Right? That's what's important. Nobody can use anything against you when you've done the healing work on yourself, because then you understand what they're trying to do and the manipulation that they're trying to cause, and you're able to call back your energy, and you're able to understand what kind of people they are, versus allowing them to make you feel guilty, unimportant, stupid, not uh not people pleasing, whatever it is that they're trying to, portray or bring out or use against you, right? So communication, 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 so important. When you are able to have a clear communication with yourself, and you know who you are, and you know why you're showing up for this, or why you're acting this way, or why you're acting that way, then you are truly stepping into what we like to call healing, right? There are so many different definitions of the word healing today. Everybody uses it so freely, but honestly, it is a lot deeper than what is portrayed. Okay, it is not an easy process. It is not something that is, uh, how do you want to say it? It's not something that you can do and just continue on your way. When you do deep healing, it really can be transformational. It can truly change your life. It can bring you down into the lowest part that you've ever been before it finally brings you back up to where you need to be. Deep healing the best way I can explain it is how someone explained it to me. It is like an onion, and you are basically choosing how many layers you're willing to pull off. And some people, they go all the way down to the last layer, and they have mastered the ability of being able to heal from within and to see the reflection in the mirror outside of them. And then others, they peel a couple peelings off, and then they go through a lot, and then they're like, okay, I need to stop for a while, and that's okay. And then they come back to it and in a different time, different situation, right? Some people, the universe works with them, and the universe might present to you, like somebody who betrays you, and you're like, why would this person betray me? Well, it's because you were betrayed as a child, or maybe you betrayed yourself as a child, or as an adult, or whatever, and you never fully forgave yourself, or you never fully healed from the situation. So then this person who comes into your life and betrays you often will trigger that within you that needs to be released from your childhood, from maybe, a pattern within your family of trusting people that are just not healthy. Sometimes when we look at our own life and we look at our family, a lot of times there is a connection between our choices and even the choices that our families did. And a lot of times people may say, "Well, why is this happening to me?" And a lot of times it goes back to your ancestors. It goes back through your bloodline, and you may not even know it because it may be hidden. It may be hidden because it was considered um, secret, or it was considered shameful. So a lot of things that you could be experiencing could have a lot to do with your bloodline, and it's just something that is a part of your path to clear, because you're here to do the work not just for yourself, but to do the work for those before you. The work for those who may have done the same thing and didn't handle it the correct way or didn't heal it. And so you were meant to walk in that energy because it's being passed down through you through generations, and you're meant to be the cycle breaker. You're meant to be the healer. You're meant to be the what do you call that? The curse breaker kind of thing, right? So it's meant to stop with you. You're the one who's meant to face yourself, face the mirror. You're the one that's meant to say, "No, I'm done. It ends with me." You're the one that look at your family bloodline and say, "Okay, this is something that is rooted in my family bloodline, and I no longer accept this in my path. I no longer accept it in my life, and I'm not going to carry this energy forward," right? A lot of times when you heal yourself and you say no, don't be surprised if right after you end something that you no longer want to do or participate in, right after you say no, don't be surprised if you don't find out that there was a secret hidden from you in your bloodline as well. Because often when you break a curse or you break something that was a pattern that was um, just a part of keeping that energy going within your family cycle or connection or whatever. Often whenever you come to truth, often whenever you heal something within you, it'll be shown who or what that connection was actually tied to, why you actually did it, or you'll unlock for a secret or something that was kept from you that helps you to see things in a different way, that helps you to understand your path and your purpose in a different way. And sometimes you might also receive a knowing of something so that you can have closure, so that you understand why you were meant to heal from this situation and and the purpose of letting it go and choosing yourself and choosing better. Right? So a lot of times healing comes in so many different ways, but how you truly show up for yourself, how you continue to follow this path is what is going to help you in the end with everything that you're choosing to be and wanting to overcome. Okay. So looking at your close, let's pick a closing card for this one. Looking at your closing card. This is a heavy reading for you guys. Oh, we have two. Okay. So we have two closing cards. Let's see what they are. Surrender and focus. Okay. So surrender to the support within and around you, right? Surrender to anything that comes in that wants to help you clear out this energy. I feel like nature is very important here. Surrender to calm, surrender to peace, surrender to love, surrender to freedom. You know, that deer, for example, nature, it's freedom, right? Things in nature are free to be and go where they choose to go. Well, it's kind of hard now because in the world that we live in, everything's always trying to control everything, and nature's trying to even be controlled. And but in all reality, the true symbolism is this deer is free to do whatever that deer wants to do. So you are being guided to surrender. Surrender your heart, surrender this situation. Surrender your anxiety and stress and find your peace and calm. Flow like water, right? Flow like water. Allow yourself to go through the changes. See how these leaves are changing colors and they're being swept away. Let things go. Whatever the universe wants to take from you, let it go. Don't keep coming back to a situation that wants to heal. Let it go. Let it go and see what happens. Let the universe work its energy, its magic, its purpose as well, right? Let it go and see. You know, sometimes when a deer is eating from a certain bush and the bush begins to die, instead of the deer continuing to eat until the bush is dead, the deer will often go and find something else to eat. And then when the deer circles back again, that bush is replenished. That bush is ready to be eaten again from. So that's kind of like what this message is saying to you is give it to the universe and let the universe work out what you're having trouble with, right? Whatever you're struggling with, just, I give it to you. I give it to you and I let it go. I trust that you know what is best for me and that you will help all of these situations to transform in their highest good. And so it is, right? And then focus on what you're being called to focus on. Pay attention, 22, pay attention to your distraction. Communication is 11, and then you got 22. So there's your 2, 2, and your double numbers. So try not to lose your attention. Try not to lose your focus. If somebody's trying to cause you to lose focus on something, then that is all the more message to focus down even more. The universe has a purpose for you, but that doesn't mean that something else isn't going to come in and try to derail you. So if something keeps coming in or someone keeps coming in and they keep trying to pull you from your purpose, they keep trying to distract your focus, they keep trying to make you see a different way than where you truly are feeling pulled in the heart, that is something that you need to address. That you might need to tell that person that you need some time and space, or you might need to find a way to move your situation, change your situation, so that you are able to free your time and have more focus on what you're desired to do. Right? How you choose to show up for the universe, for the creator, for your spirit team, is going to determine the feedback that you get. Right? If you have somebody who is purposely trying to come in and every time you feel pulled to do something, they are pulling you in the opposite direction, and you are choosing that opposite direction over where you're truly being forced to go or feeling pulled to go. If you are choosing to go in that opposite direction because of this person who's pulling you there, then the universe is going to pause. The universe is going to say, okay, there's something going on with this person. They're not aligned. They're not staying focused. They're going to show up to do their work. It's almost like a teacher, right? A teacher is going to be able to teach you what you're willing to learn. But if you're not willing to learn, then it doesn't matter if the teacher's there and if everything that you need is there. If you are choosing not to learn, then what is present is not going to be of any purpose. And that is what this card is basically saying to you. If you truly want this, you need to focus and you need to stop making excuses and you need to let the people who are intervening or the situation, you need to find a solution that works for you, that helps you to stay focused on your divine path and alignment. It is a choice that you need to make, and you need to make it carefully. And you need to make it from the heart because the universe is not going to make it for you. It's going to allow you to make the choice within. So, letting go of fear is very important. Understanding your own intuition in your own guidance is extremely important so that you don't feel confused about the situation and so you don't doubt your own knowing and understanding. Okay. But you definitely want to stay focused because that is where you're going to see the true outcome of your life and your purpose and your happiness. Right. And this could even be your own mindset as well. Stop thinking negative thoughts. Stop telling yourself negative things. Clear your mind. Just clear your mind. Just show up at the universe and say, Creator, spirit team, whoever you pray for, pray to, talk to, communicate with, clear my mind of all negative energy and self sabotage energy. Allow me to have no thought versus bad thoughts so that I can hear your divine guidance and so that I can understand my intuition without sabotaging or worrying or allowing fear to prevent me from seeing the truth in my energy and in this situation, right? Because sometimes mind, our own thoughts within our mind is the battle. Sometimes we can have all the support around us telling us you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, and we are are the ones that are not showing up for ourselves. So this focus is all about how you're showing up and your determination. Okay, I hope this reading has helped you. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.